I call on the Minister for Education, Heritage and Arts, the Honourable Rosie Agra. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, Honourable Prime Minister and members of this Parliament. I rise in Parliament this evening to address the question asked by Honourable Selai on the provision of boats and outboard engine assistance provided to our schools. Mr. Speaker, sir, in accordance with the Fijian government policies contained in the Democracy and Sustainable Socio-Economic Development 2009 to 2014, to provide affordable transport services and improve accessibility to education, the Ministry's Travel Assistance Program for students from low-income families started in 2009, October 21st, with the bus fare assistance scheme. Honourable Nawaikula, let me draw your attention to the comment that you made in Parliament regarding the bus fare assistance scheme. You called it a scam. Let me correct you. The 18.1 million that you asked me to return to you was provided to Vodafone for providing assistance to well over 80,000 students in that particular year. So in other words, Honourable Nawaikula, you were misleading the Parliament. Please.
Answer to the speaker.
I don't want to talk to you. Mr. Speaker said that was very misleading. That was very misleading. And the reason I'm trying to correct Honourable Nawaikula here is the tendency of some of the members on the other side to put misinformation on their social media pages to create this hype. You called it a scam. Let me correct it. There was no scam. And I hope you understand that. When you read a report, please interpret the report correctly. The Auditor General did not even mention there was a scam. All he said was there must be an agreement with the company that is paid that money. And we are in progress with that. So stop smiling there. It's not funny at all. Definitely not funny at all. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honourable Minister, just stick to the question.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry in 2010 made provisions to extend the transport assistance schemes to students that used other modes of transportation. Children use trucks, minibuses, carriers, and even funds to travel to schools in the absence of a bus service. To ensure all our children had access to transportation, the Ministry worked with the Land Transport Authority to issue licenses to other transport modes that was provided and to operate in these remote areas. Children were provided with transport vouchers that they could use to travel to school. These vouchers were used for bus services even before the e-ticketing were introduced, rural service license, RSL that we know, minivans, trucks, and boats. Mr. Speaker, in 2014, the Ministry further extended the service to assist students in remote and maritime schools through the provision of boats and outboard engines to schools. In the interior and maritime zones, children did not have access to any form of transportation, which denied them the basic right to education. To ensure all children had access to quality and equitable education, we then in 2014 assisted a total of, till today we assisted a total of 120 schools. That accounts to 46,806 students through boat and outboard motor assistance. In the Eastern Division, we have so far assisted 67 schools, 25 schools in the Northern Division, 13 schools in the Central Division, and 18 schools in the Western Division. I have a thorough list of the distribution of schools that receive boats and engine, and it's available for any member who wishes to have access to that. Mr. Speaker, said today we have more children in primary and secondary schools because of the transport assistance provided, and this is our government's significant investment in the education sector. Those schools needing support are required to submit the boat assistance application form through the district office that goes to the asset management unit at the Ministry for assessment on the need and approval. And then, of course, approval is granted, Mr. Speaker, on a case-to-case basis. To strengthen the allocation and distribution, the Ministry has put in place a standard operating procedure to ensure that there is a licensed operator to transport the children to school and that there are controls in place to eliminate abuse. The Fiji First government has initiated many programs that directly benefit Fijian children. The boat and the outboard engine assistance is just one of the many initiatives that have directly impacted the livelihood of our children. The financial responsibility has been taken off the shoulders of the Fijian parents, and we are proud to say we have more children in our schools today. Mr. Speaker, said the boat and outboard engine assistance program has been very effective. As of today, we have more children in rural and maritime schools traveling to school. In 2012, before we started this initiative, the Eastern Division, there were about 10,000 students in primary and secondary schools. Today we have 11,184 students enrolled in our schools. The Eastern Division has received the most support through this initiative. Mr. Speaker, so in terms of student data, I've already mentioned that, and the ministry will continue to make efforts to ensure children are able to access education and must be thankful for the opportunities that we provide there. In terms of additional data, we still have, for this budget year, we are still awaiting the outboard motor and engines from ESCO Motors, which should be delivered to us soon, and we have 15 schools that will be able to receive this assistance in the coming months. The boats that the communities have that are owned by the communities and that provide services to the neighboring schools, the students are provided with a boat voucher. The schools that get the boat and engine from us, there's a transport allocation. The boats are handed to the school management on the condition that the boats would be used for transporting the students, and sometimes it is used for teachers as well. The fuel and the other costs is provided for by the ministry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on.